welcome back from your spring break. Now, as we head back into school, it's time to reset all of our leopard expectations. So, over this week and next week, and maybe this whole month, your teacher and class are going to be going back through what it means to be like a leopard in all spaces around our whole campus. We call this our top spot training. So, when we go back through, it's important that you do a quick reset. Think about what does it mean to be like a leopard. Now, here in the spring, sometimes kids, they start getting more relaxed and thinking that, this doesn't matter. It matters. We hold to these expectations of what it means to be like a leopard. So when you're going back over, come back into your handbook. In your handbook, we have what we call our behavior matrix, and it goes over just some basic, like 3 points for each area of our school. Do you remember at the beginning of the year, you went through these 3 points and discussed as a class? Many of you made class posters or class agreements of what does that mean to be respectful, responsible, safe, and kind in every area. So you're going to go back through in your bathroom. How do we make sure that we're respectful and responsible, safe, and kind in our bathroom? What does it mean like when we're walking? That means in our hallways, through our stairwell, all of those areas. In our building, we walk. And then what about when we're at recess? This is a big one because this requires you to be more independent. Your teacher's not right there. You don't have as many people who can stop and say, hey, try that one again. It requires you to really be thinking about what does that mean to be like a leopard. So this is one of our areas. Then the second one is going back in to where we talk about our recess expectations. So teachers, it's important because at recess time, kids don't have the opportunity to go over this. They get the reminders on the spot, but in the classroom, that's where you can do those discussions, talk about what does it mean at different areas and how do we play games. Now, when Mr. McLeod is back, he's going to be introducing our 4th and 5th graders to 3v3 basketball and going over that because we need to reset some expectations in our basketball. And we are going to be going over Foursquare because kids, you've adapted and you've created different ways than what is the traditional. We have to have fingers down in our Foursquare, bouncing and returning. And when I was out before break, lots of kids were like grabbing at the side and then kind of throwing it, or they were doing a lift, like picking it up and then dropping it. And so we have to just be a spike. It's getting skills ready for other hand sports like volleyball. And so fingers down is what we do, and we make sure that we hit it that way. So on your playground, I have a map here that your teacher might use. They can even pause it and go back over. So let's talk about our structures. Let's talk about our games that on these rainy days, maybe you would prefer, let's see if I can line it up, to use that and pause it and go over and talk about those areas. We have in our second step ways to solve problems. Kids, you are a problem solver. Now, many kids, when we were doing our Words Matter with 3rd, 4th, 5th graders, some of their first solutions was tell a teacher. Yes, when you aren't able to solve a problem on your own. But we want you to become a problem solver. So, ways to solve problems. Say the problem, hey, I don't like it when you're yelling or when you're arguing all the time. It slows our game down. Think about solutions. Why don't we just rock, paper, scissors and move on quickly? Explore the outcomes. That means if we do that, we just quickly get back to the game and then there's no arguing. And then, hey, can we agree to do that? Let's move on so we can get back to playing. solving your problems. Out on recess, we've tried to help initiate like that rock, paper, scissors. When you start hearing arguing, just go rock, paper, scissors or RPS so that you can get right back to playing. And then if that doesn't work, that's when you then go and get your help from a teacher. We talk about how we need to be up standards. So if you're hearing things that are said on the playground that aren't what is like a leopard, you get to be the first person to say, hey, it's not how we talk here. Make sure, Lacamas Leopards, that all this week and into next week, we're intentionally going over our spaces. What does it mean to be like a leopard in all of our areas through everything that we do? And let's get ready to get back to spring here at Lacamas. Lacamas Leopards are respectful, responsible, safe, and kind. Welcome back, and let's make this a great week at Lacamas.